Hello everyone, and welcome to an introduction to the software ImageJ, which can be used to quantify fluorescence of images. On a desktop, ImageJ looks like this. It also holds the title of Fiji. After you open ImageJ, you can then open the image that you wish to analyze. For this demonstration, I am going to use a fluorescent zebrafish image. Once you have your image open in ImageJ, you may want to adjust it so that you can better see the outline of your fish. To do this, you can go up to the Image option in the ImageJ menu. When you click the Image option, you will have lots of different buttons that you can click to adjust your image. The most important tools are in the Adjust menu. The tools that we will be focusing on today are the brightness and contrast options and the window and level options. When I click on brightness and contrast, a new little pop-up menu appears. From here, you can use the sliders to adjust the minimum and maximum brightness of your image. When analyzing for fluorescence, you want to make sure that you can see the outline of your fish as best as possible so that you can identify the anatomical landmarks needed for a region. Adjusting the window and level may also help you to do this. If you are analyzing the fluorescence in more than one image, you want to make sure that both images have the same brightness and contrast levels set. Luckily, there's an easy way to do this. If you open up all of the images that you need to analyze, you can go based off of the first adjustments that you made. Simply reopen the brightness and contrast window, click on your already adjusted fish, and then select Set and propagate to all other open images. Once that is done, the brightness and contrast levels of both fish will be the same. This is important because the amount of fluorescence that can be seen with the human eye may impact how you draw your boundaries when measuring the fluorescence. That is why we want them to be the same, so that it leaves as little room for human error as possible. Once you have your fish image adjusted so that you can best see the outline and all necessary anatomical landmarks of your fish, you can move on to measuring. To do this, we want to go up to the Analyze button. If you click Analyze, the only two menus that we want to be concerned with are the Set Measurements and Measure options. First, we will go to Set Measurements. Once you select Set Measurements, a whole variety of measurement options will appear. The only ones that you need to be concerned with having selected are the minimum and maximum gray value and mean gray value measurements. If you're measuring the same anatomical region of numerous fish, you may want to select area to make sure that you're not measuring lots more of one fish than another. But we are not going to do that today. Once you have your measurements selected, you can then go back up into Analyze and click Measure. You will then get the measurements of the mean and minimum and maximum gray value of the entire image of this fish. If you want to get more precise and look at one region of the fish, you can use the rectangle option. This will allow you to highlight a singular region of the fish. Once you have that region highlighted, you can then go back up into Measure and click that. And it will give you the mean, min, and maximum gray values of that highlighted region. However, the rectangle option isn't that precise. So if you want to get precise about your anatomical regions, you can use the polygon selection function. When highlighting and selecting for an anatomical region, you want to make sure that you have a landmark that you can use that can be found on every fish that you may analyze. For example, if I want to quantify the fluorescence in the head, a good landmark to use is the base of the eye. The polygon selection allows you to select multiple parts of your image and link them together. So, when measuring the fluorescence of the head, I should start my first point at the base of the eye. Once my base landmark has been selected, I can then continue to outline the rest of the head, excluding as much background as possible. Once I have my area outlined, I can again go back up to Analyze and click Measure. And I will again get the mean, minimum, and maximum gray value for just that region. When you are all done analyzing and measuring, be sure that you do not save the changes to your image. We have found that when these changes are saved, you can no longer get back to the original image. And if you reanalyze an adjusted image, you may get different mean, minimum, and maximum gray values.